Hey everyone, this is Scott from the Forgot to Roll podcast. Welcome to another edition of ReWatching STAR TREK DISCOVERY Season 1. Today I'm talking about Episode 14, The War Without, the War Within. I'm just going to be starting off with the plot summary and then just talking about my general thoughts about this episode, what I liked and maybe didn't like. So let's just get started with that plot summary, which says, the Discovery is boarded by Cornwall and Zura, who explain that the Klingon houses remain divided and fight between themselves to see which can destroy more Federation assets. The only safe refuge for Starfleet beyond Earth is now Starbase 1, and they warp there with Cornwall assuming command. After emergency surgery performed by Laurel, Tyler now has his personality back but can still access Spock's memory. Burnham is unable to forgive his actions as Vok. The crew finds Starbase 1 conquered by a Klingon house, and the remainder of Starfleet's command withdraws to protect Earth. Georgiou tells Burnham that she defeated the Klingons in the Mirror universe with a surprise attack on their homeworld of Cronus, and Cornwall agrees to replicate that now. They jump into Klingon territory. Stamets terraforms a desolate moon to grow a new crop of spores so that they can use the spore drive. Georgiou tells Saru and Cornwall of other essential information she has, and they have her pose as Captain Georgiou to lead the mission. So I really enjoyed this episode, really up to the final episode of this season, but I really enjoyed this one because we get a lot of kind of internal politics of Starfleet, which feels a lot more Star Trek-y. You know what I mean? This felt a little bit more along the lines of the other series that came before this series, and I just felt that I liked it for that reason. We get a lot of the different crew members getting new information and trying to decide on the best course of action. At first they think going to Starbase 1 is, and then they kind of realize throughout this episode that following their Federation protocols up to this point is what's got them to pretty much almost at the losing point of the war. And so they have to consider something different, which is when they go with this attack on the Klingons' homeworld, which I really like that idea, just because it's like, oh, well, fine, yeah, why not listen to the Mirror one who, conquered her whole Mirror universe and was emperor of it. That does make sense tactically, but it's also kind of like, well, come on, guys, you're still Starfleet, you're still supposed to do things a certain way, but it's also like, yeah, it's when do you give up your ideals in order for survival, right? There's that balance, which I really thought was really interesting about this episode. Some other things I really enjoyed about this episode: Tyler having Vok's memory. I thought that was an interesting thing, and it kind of leaves it open for maybe him transforming back at some point. But we'll obviously have to get to that in the next episode or next season potentially. But I thought that was an interesting kind of little thing. What else do I have written down? The Klingons have pretty much just kicked the Starfleet's butt for the last 9 months while Discovery's been gone, and it really goes to show apparently Discovery was the one thing keeping them from getting their asses kicked, I guess it seems. But it's that turning point thing, but it's also only one ship. I get they can jump in, do surprise attacks, or be anywhere instantly, so it is kind of a critical weapon that they were missing for 9 months. But it seems like maybe you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, Starfleet. That's just my opinion, but I'm also not Starfleet captain, so what do I know? But yeah, what else do I have written down? Oh, the terraforming of the plant of the moon into a mycelial crop. I thought that was really cool effect too, seeing the probes they send down, or whatever you want to call them, that they send down in order to terraform the thing. It was just really cool seeing to watch them go through the atmosphere and then do the whole process of growing, of helping spark the spores into growing into a whole moon covered in them. So I just really enjoyed that part, and I thought it just looked really great. That's what I like about sci-fi shows. I already mentioned that in another video, but that's what I really love about these sci-fi shows, just seeing these worlds that I'll never get to see on Earth. And so yeah, and then the last thing with the Mirror Georgiou taking over, imposing as this universe's Georgiou, which I thought was just I really enjoyed that part, because I want her to stick around. I was upset that we lost her for a chunk in the middle of this season, so I'm glad she's back, and I hope she sticks around after the next episode. But I can't remember how that goes, so I'll have to get to rewatching that so that I'm ready for season 2. But be sure to let me know in the comments below if there's anything about this episode that you liked in particular, or any connections to the other Star Trek shows. Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me today, and have a good one.